Welcome to Stoic Tips. Have you ever found yourself wondering if she's dropping subtle hints, or if you're just reading too much into her behaviour? You're not alone. Sometimes the signals are obvious, but more often than not, most men miss them entirely. Why? Because they haven't been trained to recognise the right signs. In today's video, we're exploring 12 undeniable signs that a woman wants to sleep with you, but not in the way you might expect. We're decoding them through the ancient, powerful lens of Stoicism. These signs are subtle, but once you understand what to look for, they become unmistakable. And here's the truth. Recognizing them doesn't just change the way you understand women. It transforms your perception of attraction, confidence, and what it truly means to be a man in the modern world. So stay with us, because this isn't just about decoding her, it's about understanding yourself. Let's begin with eye contact, one of the most powerful, non-verbal signals in all of human interaction. When a woman holds your gaze longer than usual, it's more than passing interest. It's a magnetic pull, a subtle but potent sign of physical attraction beginning to rise to the surface. In the context of Stoicism, we learn the value of stillness, of being deeply present, of observing the moment without judgment. Now, imagine this. You're talking to her. Maybe in a group, maybe one-on-one. You say something playful, and instead of glancing away like most people do, she locks eyes with you. Not briefly, but just long enough for time to feel like it stretches. That lingering gaze. It's not random. It's not awkward. It's intentional. It's her silently saying, "I see you. I want you to see me too." She might smile faintly. Her expression may soften. And suddenly, everything else, noise, people, background chatter, fades away. It's just the two of you, suspended in that shared moment. For the Stoic man, this kind of eye contact isn't a challenge to your ego. It's a test of your presence. Don't flinch. Don't look away. Don't overthink or get nervous. Instead, stay grounded, calm, aware. Let that moment breathe. Let it speak louder than any words. Because what she's testing isn't just your interest. It's your energy, your emotional composure, your ability to be fully present in intimacy without losing yourself. She doesn't want you to perform. She wants you to notice. And most importantly, to respond, not with charm or bravado, but with silent, steady confidence. Human connection began long before we had words. Before language, we reached out with our hands. And when a woman touches you, intentionally, even in the smallest ways, it speaks louder than any sentence. It's not just friendliness, it's a signal, a test, a whisper of desire communicated through skin. Stoicism teaches us to be fully present, to observe what others overlook, to feel what lies beneath the surface. So, when her hand lingers a little too long on your shoulder, when her fingers brush gently against your arm, when she rests her hand on your knee while laughing at your joke, don't dismiss it. She's not just being nice. She's opening a door. She's asking, silently, is he confident enough to feel this? Is he aware enough to notice? Is he grounded enough to stay present? This isn't an invitation to be aggressive. It's a chance to recognize when she's offering closeness, without words. And for the Stoic man, this moment is not about reacting with emotion, but reading the moment with clarity. You don't flinch, you don't rush, you don't overanalyze. You simply recognize the gesture for what it is, an unspoken invitation to step closer. When a woman repeatedly seeks private moments with you, it's not accidental. It's intentional, it's calculated. And it often means more than just wanting to talk. She's signaling that she craves something more emotional intimacy, more energetic alignment, maybe even a deeper physical connection. In a crowded room, she finds ways to pull you aside, not once, but again and again. She says things like, "Let's step outside for a second. Come here, I want to show you something real quick." Or texts you late at night, when the world is quiet and no one else is watching. These aren't coincidences. They're open windows into her desire, and Stoicism gives us the clarity to understand that the most meaningful moments don't happen in noise. They happen in silence, in privacy, in the stillness where masks come off. So when she creates space for just the two of you, she's not just showing interest. She's revealing trust, vulnerability. She's inviting you into that space to meet her there, not with ego or performance, but with grounded presence. The real question becomes, will you ruin the moment with eagerness? Or will you remain calm, collected, stoic? A true man doesn't chase validation. He recognizes the quiet offering of intimacy and lets it unfold without trying to control the outcome. Because she's not asking you to leap. She's asking you to see her, to show up not just as a man, but as a man who listens. Words can lie, but the body always tells the truth. Body language is one of the subtlest yet most powerful ways a woman communicates desire. And if you're paying attention, it can tell you everything you need to know without a single word. Stoicism teaches us to observe without judgment, to read not just the room, but the person, not through what they say, but through how they move. So, what should you notice? When a woman is physically attracted to you, her body naturally leans in. She breaks the boundary of personal space. She angles her body toward yours, her knees, feet, even her chest, all aligning with your presence. That alignment isn't accidental. It's instinctive. It's primal. She may mirror your movements without realizing it, matching your posture, your gestures, even your energy. This subconscious synchronization is her body trying to connect with yours. Then come the more playful cues. She twirls her hair, touches her neck, fidgets in ways that subtly draw your eyes to her form. These movements aren't calculated. They're expressions of excitement, attraction, and longing. She wants to be noticed, not just looked at, but truly seen. And through her body, she's quietly inviting you in. As a Stoic, you don't chase. You don't react out of insecurity. You don't try to force the moment. Instead, you observe. You let the moment unfold. You meet her openness with calm, steady presence. Because attraction, when met with grounded awareness, becomes irresistibly magnetic. When a woman consistently compliments your appearance, it's rarely just about flattery. Often, it's a deeper signal. It's her way of saying, "I notice you, and I want you to notice that I notice you." It might come as a comment on your shirt, your scent, your smile. "You always smell so good. I love your smile. You have this calm energy about you." These compliments are rarely surface level. They're expressions of admiration, yes, but also curiosity and desire. Stoicism teaches us to stay centered, unshaken by praise or criticism. But that doesn't mean we ignore intention. A Stoic man listens, not with ego, but with awareness. He recognizes when compliments are offered not in public display, but in quiet, private moments. Because in those moments, she's not just admiring how you look. She's reaching across an invisible space saying, "I see something in you. Do you see something in me too?" Don't let arrogance blind you. Don't dismiss it out of false modesty. Simply receive the compliment. Smile. Acknowledge it with quiet humility. Let your composure be your response. Because she's not just complimenting your appearance. She's responding to your essence. Now here's one of the clearest, and boldest signals of all. When a woman brings up sexual topics, it's almost never by accident. It's a test. She wants to see how you handle the tension. She's feeling out your confidence. She wants to know, can he hold this energy without flinching, without turning it into a joke, without shrinking? She might mention a provocative movie scene, make a flirtatious comment, drop a question laced with double meaning. And when she does, she's not just being playful, she's watching how you respond. What she's doing is creating a space, a safe, subtle space, where attraction can be explored without direct words. And as a Stoic man, you don't react impulsively. You don't get overly excited. You don't become awkward. And you certainly don't dismiss the moment. Instead, you remain steady. You observe. You engage with calm, thoughtful confidence. Because how you handle this moment tells her everything. If you flinch, she retreats. If you overcompensate, she loses interest. But if you stay grounded, neither chasing nor hiding, she feels something powerful. She feels safe. She feels seen. And that safety is what unlocks real intimacy. Stoicism doesn't mean avoiding desire. It means mastering it. It's not about resisting attraction. It's about honoring it with discipline. You may not be a stand-up comedian, but if she laughs, not just once or twice, but consistently, even at your worst jokes, pay attention. Because laughter is more than amusement. It's emotional permission. It's her way of saying, I enjoy you. I feel good around you. I want to keep this going. From a Stoic perspective, her laughter isn't a sign to inflate your ego. It's a sign to observe the bond quietly forming. The joke itself doesn't matter. What matters is the comfort she feels when she's around you. That kind of unguarded, repeated laughter often means one thing. I feel safe letting my walls down. And when a woman feels emotionally relaxed, that's often one of the earliest signs that she's open to something deeper, something physical. Laughter is the release valve. And if she's laughing, even when she doesn't have to, you're making her feel something powerful. And she wants more of it. Then it starts to show in proximity. She sits just a little closer than necessary. She stands beside you at a party, even when there's plenty of space elsewhere. She accidentally brushes past you one too many times. This isn't random. It's intentional closeness. In the language of attraction, physical nearness equals comfort. And if she consistently finds reasons to be near you, she's communicating more than words ever could. Her body is speaking, and it's saying, I want to be near you. Stoicism trains us to notice the subtle patterns most men overlook. To not just see the action, but to understand the intention behind it. A woman who wants to sleep with you will often seek simple excuses to enter your space. She might ask for help with something she clearly could do herself, just to bridge that distance. She might touch your hand as she laughs, leaning close to whisper even though she could have spoken normally. These are not coincidences. They are green lights. And the Stoic man sees them without rushing, without reacting. He doesn't get flustered. He doesn't jump ahead. He welcomes her closeness with quiet confidence and lets it grow naturally. She remembers your favourite meal. She brings up that random thing you mentioned weeks ago. She texts just to check in about something small, but specific. Why? Because she's been paying attention. When a woman is mentally and emotionally invested, she clings to the details, not out of politeness, but because those details matter to her. When attraction begins to deepen, her mind stores these little things like treasures. This isn't just interest, it's attachment in progress. Stoicism teaches us to listen fully, to be present not just in conversation, but in what echoes afterward. When she reflects your words back with care, with precision, She's not just remembering, she's connecting. If she recalls what matters to you, not out of obligation, but because she wants to be part of your world, recognize this for what it is, her inner world aligning with yours. This level of mental intimacy is often the gateway to something more. And a Stoic man honors that by staying calm, thoughtful, and deeply aware. In a world flooded with distractions and delayed responses, timing speaks volumes. When she texts you back quickly, or better yet, when she texts first, she's not playing games. She's saying, "You matter. You're on my mind." This doesn't guarantee romance, but it absolutely signals priority. Stoicism reminds us not to chase every notification, but also not to ignore the intention behind action. If she initiates often, if she keeps the conversation alive, if she checks in just to stay connected, she's investing energy. And no woman does that without a deeper motive, even if it's unspoken. A Stoic man doesn't cling to these digital exchanges, but he doesn't ignore them either. He sees the effort, he hears the unspoken message, and he allows the connection to unfold with composure and grace. And then there's the look, not the glance she gives in a crowd, not the polite eye contact during conversation, but the one she saves for when no one else is watching. Software, deep, playful, maybe even hungry. That look isn't for the world, it's for you. It says, "I've imagined it, I want it, I'm waiting to see if you'll meet me there." In Stoic philosophy, we're taught to remain unshaken in moments of temptation, but also to see reality with clarity, not illusion. So when her gaze lingers just a second longer, when it happens not in the spotlight, but in the quiet margins of a room, that's where her truth lives. If she gives you that look, understand, she's not trying to be bold. She's trying to be seen without having to say a word. A Stoic man doesn't leer. He doesn't ruin the moment with arrogance or awkwardness. He holds her gaze, calm, steady, and lets the silence do the talking. The energy speaks for itself. Now here's a master-level signal. She starts talking about what turns her on, what kind of man gets her attention, what traits she finds irresistible, but she never says your name. Why? Because she's giving you the code. She wants to know if you'll pick up on it, if you're perceptive enough to hear what's not being said. She might reference a fantasy, talk about a past experience, describe a man who's calm, confident, grounded, a man who sounds a lot like you. This is one of the clearest signs she's inviting intimacy, but she's doing it in a way that protects her vulnerability. A Stoic man doesn't respond with ego. He doesn't interrupt, make jokes, or force the moment. He listens, fully, quietly, intentionally. Because when a woman opens that door, when she lets you into her deeper thoughts, she's not looking for a boy to impress her. She's waiting for a man to understand her. And when you meet her there, with clarity, composure, and quiet strength, you don't just attract her physically. You draw her in emotionally. So if you've seen these signs, any of them or all of them, you're not imagining things. She's been sending signals, not loud, not obvious, but real, intentional, physical and emotional cues that say, "I'm open. Are you aware enough to notice?" And this is where Stoicism becomes your secret edge, because a true Stoic doesn't chase. He doesn't rush. He doesn't get swept away. He observes. He listens. He remains grounded. And when the moment calls for it, he acts, not with desperation, but with quiet certainty. That's what makes you magnetic, not just to her, but to the world.